Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Flávio Ortigal. I am the CTO of Recupera. At Recupera, we convert plastics to hydrogen. Robert Shaw once said that it's difficult to predict, especially the future. And he was quite right about that. But in certain cases, the future is quite obvious. And that is what I want to talk to you today, the future of certain industry. What is about the chemical industry, the petrochemical industry, the waste management industry in a circular economy? What is the fate of those industries? Of course, in a circular economy, we want to avoid the use of fossil fuels. This is a trend that has left the station since 2015. There is no going back to fossil-based economy. And even the oil industry knows that. Today, we see companies like Shell, like BP, and many others publicly announcing that they are leaving the oil, the fossil. It is very surprised to hear this from Shell, this from BP, the biggest oil company. But they are predicting that there is no future in oil. And that's not because, as we thought many years ago, that the oil is finite and it will end, so we have to do something. No, they are doing that because of the emissions. To avoid the CO2, to put a cap on the temperature increase, and because we want to avoid the consequences of the climate change, we need to do something about that. We need to cap the oil production. So this is very clear. This will not really happen from today for tomorrow. We all know that it's a long transition, and there are many materials that is not so easy to change. We do need carbon chemistry. We do need organic chemistry. So you cannot live without, and we are carbon, so we cannot completely decarbonize, mineralize everything. It's just not possible. And we are carbon, so we need to have carbons to be able to eat, to nourish and to procreate. So the carbon economy will go, but the emissions will be reduced. And of course, substitute for oils is being sought. The second point is, of course, waste management, or even waste pickers and waste collectors. The circular economy is about reduce, if not eliminating waste. And if you eliminate waste, what shall a waste collector, waste management do? Nothing. They will have nothing. So these are industry in the wrong end of the equation, if you want. And we have seen this. I mean, 20 years ago or 30 years ago, when we have the start of the internet, many people in the libraries or in the bookshops, the booksellers, they were saying, what will happen with us if people migrate to the internet? And this has happened. This has happened, and especially now in the pandemic, many retail shops, they are closed now. And this is unfortunate, this is like that, but it's also very convenient to be able to buy your stuff over the internet. And this is also a better way. You don't need to spend much energy. You don't need to drive somewhere. You just order on your computer and get your products there. Very convenient. That is how I do all the time. I buy all my books over the internet. I don't go to bookshops. I go to libraries to borrow books. That I do because I like that, and also for free. But if I have to buy books over the internet, that is how I do, and many people do like that. So, but what about those sectors? No, what shall happens to them? They need to reinvent themselves, and this is in fact happening. Many people are looking. So waste managers are being reinvented into raw materials, because this is part of the circular economy, that you convert waste into raw material to the same or new process. But it's important that you keep those former waste into the process as feedstock, as new feedstock. So technologies that can convert waste into new feedstocks, they are being sought. And if you want my advisor for a career, what should be your career as a young chemist? I would not suggest go to the petrochemical industry, for sure not. There are certain things like go and work on a bookshop or something like that. There's no future on that. So if you want a future, go to the circular economy, go to green chemistry. What is green chemistry? Is the chemistry based on renewable material. And now I have to tell you this fantastic story or a tale, because in 2009, I was invited to come to Brazil. I was living in America. I came to Brazil to work for a company which was doing synthetic petrol oil, synthetic fossil oil. Why were we doing that? This was not to do with sustainability. They were not a green visionary, although the owner of the company, one of the owners, Roberto Pascal, he was a truly visionary. But the company that owns that company, they were doing that because the Brazilian oil monopoly was strangled them. They were not delivering feedstock for them to refine. So I got the task of find ways to go around the fossil oil, find a new substitute for fossil. This was a very interesting task, and those guys have developed in 29 in Brazil a completely biopetroleum, what I call refinery. This is fantastic. And from that refinery, from that thought, we have continued my work, my company, Recupera. We do convert carbonaceous materials via syngas into chemical feedstocks. And this is how you can do. So there are ways out there. There are people who are looking for that. And this is a very exciting word when we transition from the old fossil industry to new ways. Look at the green chemistry. If you are young, a student, you have a career in front of you, I can highly recommend look for green chemistry. That is where the future is. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.